Hello, welcome to today's podcast. Life Now Inspirational Stories has a really special guest on today. Um, this is something very local to me, but equally fantastic. It's such a wonderful story, and I really want to share it with all of you. So, my special guest today is a wonderful woman. She is co owner of a fantastic cafe called Bluejay. Now, for those of you that don't know that, that's here in the United Kingdom in South London. And I'm going to hand you over to Joy, who's going to introduce herself and she's going to tell me a little bit about the foundings of Bluejay, how it came to be. So, hey, Joy, how you doing?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you.
Good, good. So, Joy, you are one of the co-founders of Bluejay Café. And as I said in my intro, this is really special to me because you lot are just down the road from me and you've been there from time, for a long, long time. And I really am interested in how your story began. So, do you want to take me to the beginning? How did you come to put this wonderful Caribbean, Eastern, Indian, Chinesey fusion of wonderful flavors together?
A bit of everything. Um, Blue Jay came about, it was a thought, an idea, and me and my business partner Dave, we kind of came up with a concept about creating a cafe somewhere which is different from the usual takeaways. We wanted to create something where people could come in and sit down and experience a different type of breakfast. And, we could kind of like put a lot of ideas down, and then we came up with Bluejay Café. And over the years, we've kind of introduced different types of breakfasts and different types of meals to infuse it, let the customers kind of have that choice of creating their own breakfasts. We wanted to have that idea um, where I had experience going to cafes and everything was very static, and you couldn't kind of bring different items in, and it was a bit of a headache.
And yeah, and this makes it really unique because it sounds like you and Dave, your co-founder, really came from a personal perspective of what is it that you guys would like from a cafe. And yeah, that I mean that's such a nice way of starting a business because it's really about what's missing and what is
Mm,
it that you would like to eat. And so
mm.
that sounds like such a wonderful start to like a model for a business. Now, I just wanted to just trek back a little bit. I mean, how long have you guys been there? What year did you lot establish Blue Jay?
Um, Blue Jay came about in November 2007, and then we opened it up the January 2008. The first day opening it up, everyone came to support you, and you had that idea in your head, oh my God, every day's going to be the same. And that's what we were projecting out there. Oh, yeah, this is so fantastic. But as we realized with the business, once we kind of started to do Monday to Sunday, you realize you get different amount of customers. And because we were new on the block as well, people were, oh,
Hmm.
shall we try them? What do you think? A lot of the customers were coming in and saying, oh, maybe you should put this on the menu, or maybe you should put that on the menu. And, but we wanted to do something different. But
Mm.
at that time we listened to the customers as well, because that is really important. But it was a hard climb. It's a hard climb. It's a lesson in itself, because what you have in your mind doesn't always play out on a daily basis.
Right.
So
And
it's
had you and Dave come from a culinary background, or had you just kind of like just been doing personal cooking like at home and just thought you could bring this to life? Or I mean, does either of you come from a kitchen background, anything like that?
Yeah, he's the chef. He trained up to do the chef work. He used to work at the airport. He used to work at was it a restaurant in London, Rules Restaurant. And
Mm.
for me, I used to do a lot of helping the family. My uncle was a great chef, and I used to help. Doing different kinds of catering jobs and that with him. And also, I love to go in the kitchen myself and create my own meals because, weirdly to say, I didn't eat meat, no meat, no fish. So it was weird for me. So it was trying to introduce non-meat items because back then it was really hard when you went into a lot of shops. You
Yes,
couldn't get
yes.
non-meat items, and
Especially Caribbean places,
yeah,
unless
it was
you're
really,
going into
really hard.
Ital restaurant or something like
Yeah,
that. So yeah,
yeah,
that seemed to be your unique selling point. Would you agree?
yeah,
Because you was able, and what you guys have amazingly done is put vegan on the map, Caribbean style,
yeah.
which is not something that's just usual to go into any, like, whether you go into a Jamaican restaurant or even
Yeah,
actually, if you go to a Trinidadian restaurant, it's different because they have chana, roti, so the
yeah,
choice is
yeah,
a little bit, um,
yeah,
the choices for veg are a little bit more, available. But yeah, you guys have produced something that's so unique that it just draws people to you because you're just offering that something a little bit different.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Vegan food in terms of the Caribbean had to be a must, and just trying it is hard because on Caribbean food, it seemed to have it's all meat based. It's a lot of meat based,
Mm,
meat and fish.
yes.
And that, but introducing the different vegetables in a different way of cooking it, I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, we get a lot of customers coming in just for that side of it. We get lots of suggestions as well. When the customers come in, they plan their own menu coming in. They know exactly what they want on that plate, and they will tell you what they want on that plate and that. So they create their own uniqueness.
It's not just a stagnant menu that we just pick from. We can kind of pick items, and you're flexible enough for us to add and take off items,
Yeah,
which is best suited
definitely.
to us. So yeah, again,
Yeah,
that just makes it even more palatable, if that's the right word,
yeah.
and feel like coming there because we know that we can kind of mix and match. I want to just go back to that 2008 opening day. Did the success continue from there, or was there challenges, trials and tribulations? What was the problems, if any, did you encounter?
I mean, as with any businesses, there's challenges. Making sure that you have the right products, make sure the food is, of that quality. You depend on, like, say, your chef, when you go out shopping, making sure that whatever you're buying is good quality, what the chefs are producing is good quality as well. So, you rely on the feedback from your customers because your customers will tell you the truth. And
Do your
even
customers tell you?
even if you think it tastes okay, they're
Yes.
going to tell you a different story. So it's
Mm,
always about listening to
mm.
what your customers are saying and making sure that you make those improvements, making sure that you have the correct staff as well, good customer services and that. So finding the right staff, that can be a bit of a challenge. And also because when you do open a business, you have a different job, and money doesn't always pour in as quick, quick, quick. I know it's quite a long way away, but I can always remember how much money we took on that very first day, that Monday. It was like 36 quid.
Oh my God, did you feel like folding the business there and then?
And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, £36,
Oh my God, and it
you
sounds
know?
like that's a very vivid memory for you, like, you are
I
never gonna
always remember.
forget.
Because because you have to do your accounts and everything, you write it down. And I always flick back and I think, oh my God, I can remember the first day of trading. This is how much we took, But I mean, the challenges were there, and it was just about working together, coming up with different ideas, um, and just putting them out there. We've over the years we've met some really great people, and they've encouraged us. Just like one of our customers, quite a lot of customers, and they've been with us since we've opened up until today, and they're proper encouragers. Come
Oh,
on. I mean, when there's no one coming into the shop, they'll be there and say, don't worry. It will get busy. And, they will just throw a lot of hope and encouragement. And you have to have that as well. You have to have in the back of your mind or the front of your mind that it will get better. It will improve, and in terms of marketing, because you'll get all different people coming to you, oh, do this, do that, do that. But word of mouth is the most powerful marketing tool ever.
yeah.
So a lot of the customers that would come into us, they would put it out there for us, and
Yes,
said, oh yeah, the food is nice, come, Blue Jay, da da da, try the Blue Jay, try the Blue Jay. And that's how it's built up over the years with word of mouth.
yeah,
Fantastic
because I never
customers.
see you, like, advertising. Like, I never see any billboards or anything, so it actually does come through word of mouth.
Yeah.
But you do
Yeah.
you do any advertising? I've never seen you do any.
Oh, maybe like Instagram or online advertisement, but in terms of the billboards and that, we've never done that.
Never done that.
We've had parents come in and said, "Oh yeah, my son comes in here for brekkie, and he said that we should come in and try it." So we get a lot of the children, a lot of the kids, the teenagers, and that they're sending their parents and grandparents in, or they're carrying them in,
Oh,
bringing them
that's
in.
amazing.
We get lots of like young people coming in with their mums and their grands, and come on, I want you to come and try this. And it's
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
The community has been really, really positive, really, really positive.
And it is kind of like a community cafe, would you say, in a way that where you're positioned, you would get possibly the same people that walk past your shop on a regular basis, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, there's people that's kind of walk past the cafe and they've never known that it's been there. They've been walking past it for years, and then for some reason somebody said, "Oh, try this place here." And like, what? I've been walking past this for about 10 years.
I
I've
never
never.
noticed it. You know what? I'm gonna put my hands up, driven past it for many, many years also. So I am guilty of that. But I found you like now in the last few years.
Yeah, yeah.
But what I want to find out from you on those days where you're just not feeling it or the takings have not been high, what is that inspiration for you and Dave to keep moving, keep it going?
I know for me, I know that they are days like that. And in a lot of businesses you do get days like that. But it's having that mindset that that tomorrow's another day and it will be a lot better than today. And you put that out there. I know that my customers, um they're pretty loyal, and there's new people, there's always new people coming through, always new people coming through. So it's just having a positive mindset. And sometimes you have to rejig the menu now and again. um you take part in a lot of community, um was it activities, or we get invited to quite a few activities, community projects. We don't just close ourselves off.
Mm.
We just make sure that we're there.
You're there. Yeah, and I think, that's what it is. You don't seem to follow anybody. There's no trend that you're following. It's for me personally, it looks like you've created something. You've created such a model that you just kind of hold your own.
Yeah.
And I think that might be why people just keep coming back because
Mm.
people, I can't think of, like, if I wanted a particular item on your menu, I can't even think where I'd go and get that from. If I wanted, like, you know, the breakfast, for example, the vegan breakfast, and I wanted it with like hard food, where am I getting that? And it's vegan. I would also be struggling. Where can I eat that unless I'm making it at home? And so
Oh.
you have created something that has
Mm.
opened up a chapter to many people like myself that just want to go to a cafe
Mm.
and have a breakfast just like everybody else.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about kind of the development of Bluejay Cafe in terms of kind of, so we're certain amount of years. So you started in 2008. We're a couple of years in now, and you've got the menu. We've got like some customers that are coming in, some loyal customers, some new people are coming in. Talk to me about some of the well-known customers that we have heard about.
We've had a lot. There's a lot of famous customers that's come in. Like Stormzy is one of them because I've known him since, he a young man. Yeah, he was local then, and I would see him. He would come and come to the cafe on a regular 2, 3 times a week. 2, 3 times a week, him and the boys. So we've had, or we have a really good, like relationship, and he's put us out there. Um, he comes back, he visits us. There's Will Zahar as well. Because I mean, would always pop in, come and get some a brekkie or a patty, or
Mm.
and I mean, there is a long, long, long list of different celebrities. They pop in, like Dave, Michael.
That's pretty impressive, right? Because I mean,
We
we
have
can't ignore the fact that you guys created a breakfast after Stormzy. Where did that come from? Whose idea was it?
Okay, so with that, I had a phone call one day, and it was from Capital Radio, and they just said, "Oh, hi, this is da 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 from Capital Radio. We've come up with an idea. We're going to have Stormzy up on the show. What do you think about creating or naming a breakfast after him?"
But hold on, Joy. How did they know to call you?
Um, because Stormzy had he'd done quite a lot of songs. Well, he'd done a few songs that had mentioned Blue Jay, da da da, and
Oh, okay.
and I think when Stormzy used to come, we would put stuff out there on Insta as well. And I guess, people they do research, don't they? And
Yes,
they kind of
yes.
so they asked us if we would like to do that, and we said yeah, you know,
And the
and
breakfast was born.
yeah, and the breakfast was born. Because I mean, it's all out there. It's history now.
And what? And you guys, you did. It's not called the Stormzy breakfast, right?
No,
What?
no, no. It's
No,
the Big Mike.
Big Mike, right? Big
Yeah,
Mike.
yeah,
And so, do people come in and ask for a Big Mike?
yeah. They do actually.
And what can people expect on a Big Mike breakfast?
Oh my days. You've got fish fingers, there's saltfish fritter, there's ackee, there's sausage, there's scrambled or fried eggs, there's boiled dumpling, there's toast,
Oh my God,
there's
it's the whole
beans.
shebang. It's
It's
the
a
whole
big
cafe.
Mike. It's a big Mike Brekkie.
No.
So yes, and we've had like a whole range of footballers coming in,
And they
from
come in and ask for Big Mike breakfast.
no, these are like from like young footballers coming up,
Oh,
and they've been coming from we've been open as well. From I've known some of them since they were like Charlton, and they've moved on and gone different places. We've had DJs. We've got a breakfast called Smurf Brekkie,
mm,
but that's not on the menu at the moment.
okay, okay.
There's Jordan. We've had writers. There's so many supporters. I don't know if you know
Oh,
Spencer
yeah,
Ferran.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, yeah, he's
Okay.
another one that puts us out there as well. Um,
And
you know,
where's
they,
the furthest someone's travelled to come and have breakfast at Bluejay Café? Are you laughing?
Because we have a lot of our customers that just get off the plane. They're either coming from Jamaica, America,
Oh,
from far yonder, and they will get off the plane and they will get, whether they drive there, get a taxi, whatever, and they will say, "Oh God, I just come off the plane. I need a brekkie." And
that's
yeah,
so
and
nice, right?
there'll be times I'll come in and I'll see a whole trailer load of cars parked up outside, and I'm quickly trying to open the door, trying to get the shop open because people are out there waiting. The customers are out there waiting, so we can open up so they can get their breakfasts.
Mm.
And they will sit out there really patient because they see me dragging out the chairs, putting down the canopy, making sure my kind of like uniforms on, and then they will kind of, "You ready?
Oh man, that's so nice, right? Where
You ready?"
right, with your business, you and Dave must think, do you know what? Where people are waiting for a restaurant or a cafe or a shop, any kind of business to open, and you have customers waiting, that must be a feeling that I don't know, I can't experience that, but it must be a great feeling for you.
It is nice. It is nice.
Mm,
It is really nice.
yes.
And, we're really thankful for the support we've had. Absolutely fantastic.
Nice one. And Joy, say anybody wants to come over to Blue Jay Cafe, how can we find you? Where are you on Insta? Website? How can people get hold of you?
We're on Insta, TikTok, Facebook.
Just to stress that you just don't do breakfast. You can come in there any time of day and you can have a breakfast, but there are
Yeah,
other things on the
yeah,
menu, isn't it?
yeah. Breakfast goes on up until 4 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, we serve breakfast, and sometimes we've served breakfast up till about 6 p.m.
Is that on
Yeah.
like demand, depending on who's coming in?
Yeah, on demand,
Yeah.
or somebody, "Oh, I've just done a late shift, or just woken up, da da da," or sometimes customer will call and said, "Oh, I'm really running late. I really want a breakfast," and sometimes people will come in and they've travelled really far,
Mm.
and you can see that they've travelled really far, and they ask for a brekkie, and you just feel that you have to give them that brekkie,
That's
and
what makes
just
you
find a
Blue
way.
Jay. That's what makes
Yes,
you special because
yeah,
you do
find a
do that.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, all I can say is like, we're thankful. I'm really thankful for all the support from all our customers. And that for me, all of our customers are, very special to us, very special to Blue Jay. And,
And
thank you.
you are special to us. One question I was going to ask you is any thoughts of expanding?
I've had thoughts about it. Just most probably just doing the brekkies only.
Oh,
Just
right.
breakfast.
Okay.
Just but you can get Blue Jay Cafe brekkie and dinners on Uber as well. So, we're part of them as well. And
Nice one. Thank you so much, Joy. I'm hungry now. Maybe I got what time is it? It's like before I go down and have my breakfast now. But thank you so much. I know that I've been trying to get you onto my podcast for a long time. So now that we managed to make it happen, I would like to thank you so much, and lots of love to you and Dave, and all the best, and I'll see you in there.